All right, Donald Trump's approval rating has plummeted to 43%, the lowest number since he returned to office. And I think if we give it a week, it's going to be even lower because right now, many of Trump's supporters still believe that he is bringing back manufacturing to the United States with these disastrous blanket tariffs, that this is short term pain for long term gain. But it's not what is happening. And what is happening is that the manufacturing we have, what's left of it, is going to get strangled by Donald Trump's own tariffs as the source materials needed for domestic manufacturing get more expensive. The end products being manufactured will get more expensive, meaning it will be more money out of the pockets of individual Americans. When people start losing their jobs and new jobs don't show up to replace them, this entire fantasy is going to collapse. Now, according to the latest Reuters Ipsos poll, only 37% approve of Donald Trump's handling of the economy. We're going to dig into Trump's economic approval more a little bit later. But the point here is that Trump and the economy were supposed to be the best match. His strong suit, supposedly, was the economy. It's the whole businessman president thing. And meanwhile, more than half the country says that these new tariffs on cars and car parts will personally hurt them. The public is catching on slowly, but it's happening. Now, later we'll talk about the economic approval. I do want to be clear about one thing. None of this means that people will suddenly vote against MAGA in 2026. Many are not going to vote at all. And I think it's important to remember that the first exit from the MAGA train is not voting for Democrats. It's going to not voting at all. Some will blame Democrats and say, I'm still voting MAGA because everything that's happening is the fault of Democrats. Some will blame immigrants. Some will blame George Soros, anybody but the guy that they voted for. And there will be MAGA people who double down and they will say, no, this is all great and it will eventually work and be good. And that's where we have to sort of zoom out and say, we shouldn't be shocked at how low Trump's approval is. We should be shocked at how high Trump's approval is. Imagine that 43% of Americans watch their houses burn down and they say, I think the arsonist is doing a pretty good job. And eventually I'm going to end up with a really nice house. We wouldn't call that common sense. We wouldn't call it loyalty even. We'd call it a cult. And even with the inflation fears, the tanking markets, the international embarrassment, the military recklessness, Pete Hegseth running DOD and Signalgate, Trump still has 43% support. So we should be shocked by how high that number is, not how low. Now, for those saying, why does he still have 43% support? No matter what happens, there's a hard floor. That floor may be 35, 38%. It was 38 during his first term. Trump's approval will probably never get below 38. Those people aren't leaving. They're not reachable. There's nothing we can say to them to reconsider. And so this is the real kind of warning here. It's not just that Donald Trump is failing. It's that he can keep failing and probably close to 4 out of 10 Americans will still say, I approve of the job that this guy is doing, because we're living in a country where political loyalty has detached from results. Now, we will continue following this in a sort of more systematic way. Systemic probably is the right term. Once Elon and Doge are gone, once the full impact of the tariffs is known, these are still question marks. But for now, another day, another record low approval that's still terrifyingly high. After researching, writing, refining, The Echo Machine, my book, is finally out. This is not just a book about how American politics got so broken. It's also about what's happening right now and what we can still do to stop things from getting worse. Trump's been back in power. The results have been even more catastrophic than many feared, with targeting of political opponents and gutting democratic institutions, laying the groundwork to even further consolidate power. But the thing is that none of this is inevitable. The same forces that brought us here can be countered if we understand how they work and what to do about them. And that's what the Echo Machine is all about. Some say that without corporate media backing, books like this can't succeed. I think we can prove them wrong. You can get the Echo Machine right now at davidpakman.com/echo on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Audible, Kindle, or by calling any local bookstore and asking them to order it. This book is more important than ever. If you care about what happens next, and I do, check out the Echo Machine today at davidpakman.com/echo.